Right, this is part 3. I have 35 minutes on my phone. We'll be close to 8 o'clock, guys. Obviously, since I will not be able to make another video after this, but I might make another video in the morning again. Around 3 o'clock, I'll make another video. Watch a Disney movie. I might watch Ralph Breaks the Internet. I saw Wreck-It Ralph yesterday. That was a sick movie. I might watch Ralph Breaks the Internet tonight. That was a good movie. Yeah, man. High chance members of my 7 team, they might get angry. Some of the secretaries and the other 3 might be a bit pissed off. Like, what the fuck, Ivan? You're paying Jon Favreau and all them $34 million sign bonus. You're paying fucking Dave Filoni $50 million sign bonus. And you're giving them 0.1, 0.2% of the pie. Yeah, and we only get like 0.01, 0.02. I'm like, yes, you guys are not the boss. You guys are not my co-executive producers. You're not my co-CEOs. You're not them. You're not as big as Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. I'm not going to pay you that. You're not worth it, man. If the secretary's getting angry, look, man, if you're angry, you're not happy with the $1 million yearly salary I'm paying you, your $300,000 signing bonus that you're never going to make in Hollywood, and giving you 0.01%, which is a good, like, I don't know, $700,000 in royalties. That's a good paycheck for you. If you're not happy with that, you're more than welcome to what? Quit the job. I'll hire another secretary. If you know, but they won't be angry. They're gonna appreciate me because no secretary makes $1 million a year, guys. Chances are the highest paid secretary in the world probably makes maybe $400,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? All the secretaries who work for big tech companies, they probably make like $300,000 a year, and I'm paying you $1 million. The reason why I'm paying the secretaries a lot of money, because I want the secretaries to what? I want the secretaries to live the celeb life with me, VJ. That's $400,000 is shit. $1 million to live the celeb life with me, VJ, obviously. And at the same time, the secretaries are also my co-executive producers. They're my co-assistant producers. Hence why, okay, because you guys are going to be doing producing news, I'm going to pay you a nice $1 million yearly salary, which is a good deal. As assistant producers in Hollywood make what? Like $200,000, $300,000. I'm paying you $1 million yearly. I'm paying you $4 million for the 4 years of Zanus. You're making your nice $4 million bucks. That's a lot of money, obviously. It's a rich salary, and I'm giving you a nice $300,000 signing bonus for the secretaries. And the other 3, I'm giving them a nice $500,000 signing bonus. It's a good deal. You buy your house right away with the money I paid you. So the signing bonus I'm paying the secretaries and the other 3 is more than enough money for them to buy their house. Okay, I paid you $500,000 signing bonus. That's $300,000 in your bank. You can easily put a $200,000 down payment on your $4 million house, and you have $100,000 for yourself. You can easily lease one of your cars for that month. You can buy all the stuff for your house, your couches, your beds, everything. You can feed your family. Give you a good deal. And then 2 weeks later, you get your nice bi-weekly check. And the secretaries, I'll pay them $300,000. That's $180,000 after taxes. They can easily put a nice $90,000, $100,000 payment on their $2 million house. And after that, they have what, like $80,000 for themselves. They can easily, lease their car, their nice car. They can lease one of their cars, right? They can feed their family for the 2 weeks, obviously, and they can easily buy some sofas and beds for their kids and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm giving you a good deal, obviously. Whereas Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, I'm paying them so much money that the bonus that I pay them is so big that they can buy their house cash, man. If I pay Jon Favreau his $34 million sign bonus, he can easily buy his $8 million house cash in Vancouver. With the money, okay, I got $20 million in my bank. I'm gonna buy the house cash. I'm gonna tell John, I recommend don't put a down payment on your house. Last thing you want to do is pay your annoying monthly mortgages. Just pay off your house cash. You're already rich. You have money in your bank, and I pay you a $34 million sign bonus. Buy your house cash, man. Buy it cash the way you get it over with. And Dave Filoni can easily buy his nice $4 million condo, $4 million house. He can easily pay it off cash. That's $15 million after taxes is $9 million. Obviously, he can easily take $4 million of his money and pay off his house cash. And he has $5 million for himself, and he can easily lease his cars and buy all his nice stuff for his house with the money that he has in his bank. And he also gets his nice bi-weekly checks. His 2-for-1 yearly salary. His bi-weekly checks. You see what I'm saying? Whereas the other 5 can't buy their house cash because they're not making the kind of money Jon Favreau and them are making. You see what I'm saying? But they can easily pay off their house. Okay, look, man, I recommend the money that you make off the royalties. If you guys make a good like $1,700,000 with the royalties you made off the movie, you can take half that money and put it towards paying off your house if you want. But the chances are they're not going to do that. Because most people around the world, when they have money, they want to spend it on the luxuries of life. No, Ivan, I'm fine. I'll just use the money that I'm making off the movie to pay off my monthly mortgage. Okay, fine. I recommend you pay off your house as quick as you can. The secretaries and them are probably going to put like an 18-year down payment on their house. 20 years. Okay, after the 5 movies, I want to pay off the house. Okay, the secretaries and all them are probably going to put a 20-year down payment on their $2 million, $4 million house. So after the 5 movies, their house will be paid off. The 17. Whereas Jon Favreau will pay off their house right away because they got their fat bonus, man. And don't forget they also got their 0.1, 0.2%. And they can easily pay off their house, Jon Favreau and all them. You see what I'm saying? Jon Favreau's already loaded. He probably has like $50 million in his bank. He's loaded, man. Whereas Dave Filoni's not as rich as Jon Favreau. Dave Filoni probably has a few million in his bank. He's not as rich as Jon Favreau. But once he works for my company, he'll be rich. He'll be richer. He'll be much richer. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Obviously, I know what I'm doing. If you want your 17 to live the celeb life with you and your wife, you have to pay them a lot of money. Okay, if I pay the secondaries their $1 million yearly salary and their $300,000 signing bonus and their $1,000 bonus iPhones complete, they can easily buy their nice cars, their nice Benz. They can't get the kind of cars Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni can get, as Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni can easily get the cars me and VJ got. They can easily get their Ferrari, they can easily get their Lambo, they can easily get their Porsche. The secretaries can afford a Porsche, but a cheaper Porsche, like a $50,000 Porsche, or $40,000 Porsche, a $60,000 Porsche they can afford. They can get a Benz, a nice $60,000 Benz, $60,000 BMW, obviously. You see what I'm saying? Whereas Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni can get like a $150,000 Benz, a $150,000 BMW. They can get a bit better cars. My point is, everyone in my team are all going to be living this level. They're all driving nice cars, and the other three can get like an $80,000 Porsche, $70,000 BMW, $70,000 Benz. Whereas the secretaries will get a cheaper Porsche, maybe a $50,000 Porsche, $40,000 BMW, $40,000 Benz, $60,000 Benz, $60,000 SUVs. I'm saying they can get nice cars, but not the kind of cars the other three. The three can get slightly better cars, and Jon Favreau and them can get much better cars because they're richer than the other five. My point is, all members of my 17 are going to be living this celeb life with me and VJ in Vancouver. That's why they're going to be feeling on top of the world, because they're saved, obviously. They're part of that fame with me and VJ for my movie. They're part of me and VJ's personal life. Sometimes partying at my condo, my yacht, hanging out at the bar with them, experience the fame with the fans in Vancouver. At the same time, they're living the lavish life in Vancouver with me and VJ. Because I paid them a lot of money. Obviously. They're going to be living the lavish life, man. You see what I'm saying? They're going to be the boss of my company, and they're going to be working in a nice office environment. That's why Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni and all of them will not slack off when they work for my company, because I'm paying them a lot of money, man. I offer them the deal of a lifetime. You see what I'm saying? A fat contract, a fucking big deal, a fat deal, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why they're all going to work hard. They're not. The second year when me and VJ are not working in the office, Jon Favreau and the 17 are not going to slack off. They're going to work hard. There'll be some days where they might kick back a little bit. They might be a bit tired. They might slack off a little bit. My point is, they're going to work hard every day, because I'm paying everyone the rich salary. Because money talks. Because I'm paying them the rich salary and I save their ass, they're all going to work really hard for me. They're not going to slack off. Whenever it's break time, they're not going to abuse the break. Hence why I'm gonna put money into a clocking device. Every time it's break time, you get the GPS break time, and the 15-minute clock's down. Then once the 15 minutes are over, it's like break over, and everyone has to work. That way you keep everyone in check. You see what I'm saying? If you don't have a clocking device, there's a high chance the 17 can abuse their breaks. They might maybe chill for maybe 20 minutes instead of 15. I don't want you guys abusing your breaks, man. Trust me, I know that feeling just because I'm not there, guys, doesn't mean I'm not looking. I don't want you guys ever abusing the breaks. After 15 minutes, it's time to work. I'm paying you guys your millions of dollars. I expect you to work hard. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm giving you 2 hours. I'm giving you 2 hours off every day worth of breaks. As most companies only give people a good, 45 minutes worth of breaks for work. And I'm giving them 2 hours worth of breaks. Okay, I'll give you 2 50-minute breaks in the morning from 9 to 12. You get your 1 hour lunch break. That's good enough. And you get 2 50-minute breaks in the afternoon. And you're off. 5 o'clock, it's over. Everyone goes home and work is over. You can spend time with your family. Giving you a good deal, some saying. Yeah. Now enough about that. Let's talk about Zanus. Okay, I love talking about Zanus. So Peter Jackson or Mel Gibson will be what? Will be my 2 directors I'll be hiring for my movie, obviously. My last Zanus movie project. I'll pay Peter Jackson. My deal for Peter Jackson is I'll pay him $85 million. in Canadian money, which is a good 106 million in New Zealand money for Peter Jackson. So Peter Jackson's making his nice $105 million for his salary for the movie. That's a good deal for Peter Jackson. He's walking away with like, I don't know, $58 million in his bank after tax. That's a good deal for Peter Jackson. And I'll give him 0.6% of the profits, which is a good, I don't know, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, $100 million. I don't know. My guess is Peter Jackson will make about 80 million, 70 million in profits to 100 million for the royalties. Because I'm going to gross a lot of money for I'm going to gross a lot of money for my movie. Peter Jackson's going to make a lot. My guess, he'll make a good, like, maybe 70 million in profits, Peter Jackson. So Peter Jackson's making about the same amount of money he made for Lord of the Rings. Probably 170 million, maybe. 160 million, 180 million around it he'll make for my movie. About the same amount of money he made for Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson's making. Obviously. And he also gets his $2,000 gift card after the film is completed, which is nice. I'll give Peter Jackson a $3,500 gas card. A year's worth of gas, obviously, and I'll give him $60,000 worth of commercial money. Hey, Peter, you want to do 2 commercials? Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll pay you $30,000 for it. Yeah, and I'll do a commercial for you. When he does a nice minute and a half commercial, I'll pay him $30,000 for it. Keep him happy, and you give him a nice $30,000 for the commercial the 4th year with the actors. It's a good deal for Peter Jackson. Mel Gibson, I'll pay him $56 million for the role. Obviously, $56 million. And I'll give him 0.5% of the royalties. So they're all going to pocket millions, obviously. And I'll give him his $2,000 gift card, and I'll give him his $3,500 gas card, and he gets his $60,000 worth of commercial too, Mel Gibson. And both those directors are going to be competing for the job. They're going to be competing for the Last Hope for Zane's movie project job, as there will be my executive producers. So me, VJ, and Peter Jackson and Mel Gibson will be the 3 executive producers. And then Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are my co-executive producers, and then the other guys are my assistants, my assistant producers. So Guillermo del Toro, I'll have him be my co-assistant producer. I'm going to put him to work, man. I'm not going to pay you $400,000 for nothing. No, man. If you think I'm going to pay you $400,000 sign bonus and have you just take notes and do the concept, you're crazy. No. I'm going to find a way to put Guillermo del Toro to work. Hey, help Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni with the reels. And I want you helping out the 7 team a little bit with the business calls. Help them out a little bit. It's slack work, Guillermo del Toro. You're only going to make calls for a couple hours every day. The documents filming, you're having a blast. Help out the 7 team a little bit. That way you take the load off them. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't pay you $4,000 is a lot of money, man. That's $200 for Guillermo del Toro's. I don't know. After taxes and the rates, obviously Guillermo del Toro was walking away with, I don't know, $200,000 in his bank. That's a lot of money. I'm not going to pay you $200,000 just to do the concert arts and take notes. No, man. I want you helping out this. I won't have him do dirty work, but I'll have him help out the 7 team. Help him out a little bit, Guillermo del Toro. Help him out. I'll have you be my co-assistant producer. Help him out. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'll pay Guillermo del Toro his $1 million. It's a rich salary for during production of 9 months. And I'll pay him $50,000. $50,000 for the I'll pay him $50,000 for the bonus, and I'll give him 0.01%. He makes an extra, I don't know, $1 million in profit in royalties. It's a good paycheck for assistant director. He's an assistant. $1.65 million is a rich salary for assistant director, man. As he's not my director, he's my assistant director. He'll be assisting Peter Jackson. That's a good deal for Guillermo del Toro. He'll accept my deal. That's a good deal. In Hollywood, they'll never pay me this for assistant director. Yeah, assistant directors get like $400K in Hollywood, $300K, and I'm paying you $1,650,000. That's a good deal for Guillermo del Toro. You're walking away with a fat check in the bank. I don't know, a $600,000, $700,000 paycheck in the bank. It's a nice paycheck for assistant director. Guillermo del Toro. It's a good paycheck, and you also get your royalty checks. Your royalty check. You know what I'm saying? For the box office. So Peter Jackson and Mel Gibson will be competing for the what? For the directing job, co-executive producing job, obviously, co-executive producing job, obviously, and the what? And the co-writing job. And I'll give them full power for my movie. They're going to be the boss of my movie. Just like Peter Jackson was the boss of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, I'm going to give him full power. You're going to be the boss of my movie. And Mel Gibson was the boss of Passion of the Christ. I'm going to give Mel Gibson full power for my movie too. See what I'm saying? We're going to be the boss of my what? Of my company, obviously. And they're going to direct that amazing Last Hope for Zane's story. So all the duties that Peter Jackson have to do for my movie, help me with the main 6, 7 things. You're my executive producer, Peter and Mel Gibson. Now I want you to help me with the main 7 things. the hotel party, you know what I'm saying? The red carpet event, obviously. The IMAX cameras, the equipment for the cameras. The IMAX cameras, the equipment for the cameras. The clothing, costumes, armor, and weapons. Obviously. And the machine for the masks. That counts as clothing and costumes, obviously. The CGI computer software technology. Obviously. The food and the drinks and the coffee. Help me with that. And the what? And the kitchen equipment. I want you to help me with the kitchen equipment too. I want at least the best kitchen equipment for the chefs to cook the food for my movie. I'm not going to rent some cheap trailer. No, I'm going to actually rent nice kitchen equipment for them to cook the food. And, you know what I'm saying? A nice, you know when you have those buffets, you know when you have the buffet in a restaurant, you have that huge hot plate, and you have the food all around. You're looking at something like that for my buffet. You want to rent the best stuff. You have to rent all that. For the food and the kitchen equipment, we can call the best companies in Switzerland. That way we save money for the shipping costs. Hey Peter, for the food and the kitchen equipment, let's call the best farms in Switzerland, and we buy all the food. Obviously, we call the best companies that makes coffee and French vanilla and soft drinks. Obviously, you know what I'm saying. We call the best companies in Switzerland. We rent the best vending machines for the coffee, French vanilla, and the milkshake and the Coke. Best company that creates a milkshake. The milkshake, I won't have my chefs custom make it. No, I'll just call the best milkshaking company in Switzerland, and we buy a bunch of those. We buy a bunch of bags of milkshake, strawberry, chocolate, vanilla. You see what I'm saying? Whereas the food, the chefs are custom making everything, except for the cereal. The cereal, I'll buy the cereal from a company. I don't have to have them custom make the cereal, but everything else they're all custom making everything. The ice cream, the food, everything. Buy all that from Switzerland. That way we rent the kitchen equipment and we buy the food from Switzerland. The best farms in Switzerland. That way we save money for shipping costs. So Peter Jackson and the Milkins will help me with the main 7 things, and that's it. And we'll be co-writing the script early in the morning from 9. We start work at 9. And then we end, and from 9 to 12, we work on the script every morning. So we work on the script for 2.5 hours every day. In 2.5 hours, you can easily write a good 1.5 to 2 pages a day. 2 pages every day. We'll write a good 2 pages every day for the script. Okay, Peter, I have a goal. I want to aim to write a good 1.5 to 2.5 to 3 pages every morning around there. As long as you write a good 1.5 2.5 to 3 pages every morning, that we're making progress. Obviously, chances are, my guess is we'll write a good. Because scripts are not like novels. Scripts, you have what? You have the details and you have the dialogue. Obviously, it's not formatted the way a novel's formatted. You see what I'm saying? So in 2.5 hours, we can easily write probably a good 2.5, 3 pages. Me and Peter Jackson, and Mel Gibson, with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, we can easily write a good 3 pages every day for the script. And at 9 o'clock, we eat our lunch. Obviously, 12 o'clock, we eat our lunch. I'll have the limo driver pick John Howe and Alan Lee and Peter Jackson. I'm taking to the buffet, obviously. Whereas me, VJ, and Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni and all of them, we're gonna go eat out, obviously, because I guarantee the 17 will be going out with me every day. We're gonna go eat out in a nice fast food restaurant. I don't know, Wendy's, Taco Bell. High chance I'm gonna get takeout most of the time because I'd rather eat in my boardroom. We're gonna drive to the fast food restaurant. We get our food and we eat our food in the what? In the boardroom, obviously, and we get 1 hour off. And Peter Jackson can enjoy his meal with John Howe and all of them, George Lucas, and Guillermo del Toro in the restaurant, obviously. And then near the 1 hour mark, the limo driver will take them back to the office, obviously. And I'll have John Howe and Alan Lee, me, VJ, and what? And what? Peter Jackson, Guillermo del Toro, Mel Gibson, and Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. We're all going to go to the other building. We're going to go in a nice concert room. We're going to discuss the movie, and we're going to talk about the pictures. We're going to have John Howe and them hang up the pictures. Okay, guys, show me the pictures that you drew for Aratat and all of them. Okay, all right, and they hang up all the pictures of Aratat, all the characters, obviously, all the animal characters, the demon animal characters, and all the world building too. The costumes for the Northers and Southerns, the weapons, yeah, the crows, the eagles, they have to draw all that. And we discuss what pictures we like best for the movie. And we'll talk for a good 3.5 hours in the afternoon. And at 5 o'clock, everyone is done work. Everyone is done work. Everyone has done work, and then Peter Jackson and all of them will be taken to what? Will be taken to the hotel, and I'll have Peter Jackson work on this on the script with Guillermo del Toro. Dedicate a good hour of your time, hour and a half of your time, and take your directing notes for all the scenes, for everything we wrote down that day. That way, once the script is finished, your notes are all finished. You don't have to stress. You don't have to stress out going over the whole thing and taking all your notes. That's very stressing. That's why to take the stress off Peter, every time you go home, every time we finish writing the script for that day, I'll have Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni print out a copy of the script. They give you a copy of the script for time for that day. I want you get what I can buy Peter Jackson a nice notebook. I can either have him buy it. Okay, Peter, go to a store, buy a notebook, or I can buy the notebook for him. He won't mind buying it. It's fucking cheap. For $10, you can get a nice notebook. Give Peter Jackson a nice notebook, and he'll take his notes for each of the scenes. I was like, Peter, make sure you mark your scenes too. Scene 1, Scene 2, Scene 3. Make sure you mark it that way. You're organized, obviously, and take notes for all the scenes. For all the scenes that you wrote down that day. For everything we wrote down that day. That way you're prepped and you're not stressed. You don't wing it. And I'll have Guillermo del Toro help him out. Guillermo del Toro will help him out. You can even have George Lucas help him out if you want. Because George Lucas wrote Star Wars. He wrote his own screenplays. George Lucas can help him out. Put him to work, I'm saying. But George Lucas will barely be working. He'll just be consulting. That's why I'm only paying him like $30,000 a year. Because he's barely doing any work. George, I'm not going to pay you $100,000 a year for consulting. You rip me off. $30,000 is good enough. As you're barely going to be working, George. You're going to be standing and watching and just giving some advice here and there. And that's it, man. You get your $30,000. It's a nice paycheck for George Lucas. As he'll barely be working. See what I'm saying? Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? And Peter Jackson asks, okay, Ivan, how much money you give me for my movie, Ivan? I don't know, Peter. How does $980 million sound? He's like, holy shit, Ivan, that's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll give you $410 million towards salaries for paying all the crew and all the actors. Obviously. And I'll give you $560 million towards the movie. Ivan, $560 million going towards all the movie. That's crazy, yeah. But the whole Lord of the Rings movie was made for $280 million. That included salaries. And you're putting $560 million towards the movie. That does not include salaries, yeah. Yeah, this is how it's going to be split, George. I'm putting Peter. I'm going to put $30 million towards set building, $37 million towards the costumes, armor, and weapons, the machine for the double mask, obviously, $35 million towards extras, and I'm going to put millions towards $10 million towards the IMAX cameras. Rent a good 10. For $10 million, you can rent 10 of the best IMAX cameras in Hollywood. To rent 10 IMAX cameras will cost me probably around $5, $6, $7 million because they're very expensive. Peter Jackson, Ivan, IMAX cameras are very expensive. No, don't worry, George. Don't worry, Peter. I put $9 million towards Zane's. I can easily afford to rent 10 IMAX cameras. Ivan, that's going to cost you millions. Yeah, I know. It's going to cost you almost $10 million, Ivan. Yeah, I can afford it. So I rent 10 of the best IMAX cameras. Yeah, 10 cameras is more than enough. I'm going to get the best core for the cameras, too. The best drones. You know what I'm saying? The best drones, the best camera stands, the best gliding camera stands. Yeah, I'll get the best stuff for best drones. Yeah, for the camera. Yeah, we get a good movie. And I'm going to update all the IMAX cameras the way you get beautiful cinematography for the movie. I know what I'm doing. And Peter Jackson holy shit, Ivan. Ivan, how much money are you putting towards special effects? I don't know, Peter. How does $400 million sound? $410 million, $450 million towards CGI technology sound. He's like, what? Say it again, Ivan. I'm like, $400 million, Peter. He's like, holy shit, Ivan, that's a lot of money. That's more money than the whole budget of Lord of the Rings. Yeah, Lord of the Rings is only made for $280 million for the 3 movies. And I'm putting $400 million towards special effects alone. Yeah, man. That's why you're looking at something, what? You're looking at something unheard of. You're looking at something unheard of for the what? You're looking at something unheard of for the what? You're looking at something unheard of for the what? For the what? You're looking at something unheard of for the special effects, man. Yeah, man. Okay, Peter, I'll put $400 million towards what? Towards special effects for the what? For the world building of the North and the South, all the lands, obviously, the action sequences of the war, obviously, and the animal characters. The wolves, the bats, the stags, the mosquitoes, the jaguars, the snakes, the wild crows. I'm gonna put CGI towards all that, and the extras too. Well, the extras is part of the animals, right? Yeah. So the CGI technology will be going towards the world building, the action sequences, and the horror of the demon animal characters, the wolves and the bats, as well as the civilian wolves too. The wolves and the bats, right? Yeah. Hugh Jackman, like, holy shit, Ivan, you're looking at Ivan. If you put this much money towards the movie, you're looking at a rare, and you have Airtype be the Walking Devil himself. If you put money into the best machine for creating the masks, and the people create the unheard of mask, something like that animal picture, except 3 times scarier than that, and you have the actors wear that demonic mask, and you apply $400 million towards special effects, you're looking at walking devils, Ivan, like walking demons and devils. Yeah, you're looking at walking demons and devils for Airtype, for fooling all of them. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Imagine all the demon. Imagine you have, I don't know, tens of thousands of wolves living in Barack, and they're all demons and devils. Even the civilians and children and women and men, the men wolves who don't fight are going to be demons too. You're going to see the children wolves, the male wolves and the woman wolves who don't fight, the civilians. I'm going to have a good like 10,000 civilians, 8,000 civilians, or 7,000 civilian wolves in Barack. That's good enough. Save as much money as you can, and then you're looking at walking demons and devils, guys. Yeah, man. And all the demon wolves live in Barack. Ivan, is Barack huge? Yeah, Barack is the largest land in the book, obviously. Barack is huge. It's huge. Ivan, how big is Barack? I don't know. Think something like Gondor, Minas Tirith. It's a huge city, man. It's a huge land, Barack. But Barack is not like Zanus where you have castles and courtyards and all stuff. No. Barack is a barren wasteland. Something like Isengard, but the wolves sleep in like pavilion tents. They don't sleep in like castles and stuff. No, they sleep in like pavilion tents. Because the wolves are what? The wolves are what? Are animals. They're not humans like the humans, I'm saying. They sleep, they have homes obviously, but they sleep in pavilion tents. Arathad has a big royal pavilion tent. He's royalty, obviously. He has a beautiful pavilion royal tent, but he doesn't have like a castle like Tatius. And he sits on his silver chair throne. Look at something amazing. Yeah, that's why I can't see Lord of the Rings topping Zanus, man. Because imagine having the South being cursed, the animal kingdom, Eretaz the king of the South, all the demon beings live in the South, all the demon bats live in the ancient Gilead City like Moria, and all the demon wolves live in Barack, like Isengard. Remember that scene in Fellowship of the Ring when Saruman was walking? You know what I'm saying? And they were digging up the orcs are forging swords and weapons, and they dig up the boss orc. Think of something like that for Barack. They're all demon beings living in Barack. Except they're 3 times scarier than those orcs in Lord of the Rings. They're demons, guys. The orcs in Lord of the Rings are demons, obviously, but they're not that scary. They're a little freaky, obviously, but they're not that scary. Whereas the wolves for what? The wolves and bats for Zanus are demons, guys. They're walking devils and demons. You're looking at demons, yeah. That's why you're gonna feel for me and the men so much. That's why I can't see Lord of the Rings topping Zanus, man. I can't see it topping it. It'll be close, but Zanus will take it out by a slim margin. You see what I'm saying? Huh? Hence why you're going to see Peter Jackson, how much more happy he is, or Mel Gibson, how much more happy they are compared to the Lord of the Rings. You're going to watch the Lord of the Rings documentary and watch my documentary. Holy shit, Peter Jackson looks so much more happy in Ivan's movie than he does in Lord of the Rings. Yes, because I gave him an unlimited budget. I paid him his free millions. Whereas for what? For the Lord of the Rings, he was a dirty slave. Obviously, he still worked hard and he was happy, obviously, but he was a dirty slave. You have to pay to make his money, obviously. Whereas for Ivan's company, he got his freedom. I'm spoiling him with luxury buffet. You know what I'm saying? The 3rd year and 4th year, I'm giving him 3 beers once a week. Giving him once a month parties in Switzerland. The 3rd year, yeah, man, I'm spoiling the shit out of Peter Jackson. You see what I'm saying? That's why he'll work harder for me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. End this video here soon, guys. He'll work hard for me. Hence why he'll work hard for me, see what I'm saying? Yeah, man. If you thought Elijah Wood's acting, Sean Austin's acting, Billy Boyd's acting, Dominic Monaghan's acting, Viggo Mortensen's acting, you see what I'm saying? The actor for Theoden, King Theoden, Erwin and Aemir, John Rhys Davis acting, Ian McKellen. Well, Ian McKellen got his millions. If you thought their acting was good, obviously, think of acting. Think of acting what? Better than that. Better than that. Better than that for what you got for those actors with millions. Because I'm paying the Zane's actors for millions. You see what I'm saying? Huh? And so they're going to work hard to make sure I'm here.